Hello everybody, let me show you how I made some delicious bread soup bowls. You can use these for any kind of soup, and let me tell you, these are so delicious. The flavor is outstanding and they bake up so perfect. In the bowl of my stand mixer, I'm going to be adding in 2¼ cups of warm water. The water should be between 110 to 115 degrees. If it is not, your yeast is not going to activate. To my water, I'm going to be adding in 4½ teaspoons of active dry yeast. For this recipe, I'm going to be needing 2 teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of it to my yeast, and this actually helps it to activate. With my whisk, I'm just going to whisk this in really good. I'm going to let my yeast activate, and this is going to take between 5 to 10 minutes. And by the way, if you do not have a stand mixer, that's okay. You can definitely do this by hand, just following the same steps. And now my yeast has activated. So to this, I'm going to add in the rest of the sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I have here 6 cups of bread flour. You are going to need bread flour for this recipe. So to this, I'm going to add in half of the bread flour. And with my dough hook attachment, I'm going to mix this on low first. And slowly, I'm just going to be adding in the rest of my flour. And then I'm just going to keep mixing this. I added in the rest of my flour, but I think I need some more water. Now, if you think that you need more water because your dough is too dry or looks too dry, you can add in little bits at a time. And once I added all the water I needed to add, I'm going to keep kneading this for 10 minutes. And after kneading my dough for 10 minutes, your dough should pull from the sides, and you should not have any dough here on the sides. And your dough should be thick but slightly sticky. It should be like this. And now I'm just going to knead it by hand for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, I'm going to form it into a ball. And I'm just going to place it into the same bowl, and I'm just going to oil my bowl with some olive oil. And I'm going to place the dough ball in here. And then I'm just going to spray the top of this with olive oil. I'm going to cover my bowl with some saran wrap. And now this is going to go into a warm place for it to double its size, which will take about 1 hour to 1 hour and a half. What I do is turn on my oven to maybe 100 degrees. I just let it warm up, turn off my oven, and then I'll just stick this in there. After 1 hour, my dough has doubled its size. And now I'm just going to punch down my dough. And this is to remove any air bubbles. And I'm going to just remove it from my bowl. And with my dough scraper, I'm going to be dividing my dough into 5 equal pieces. And I'm going to be using my scale just to ensure that all my pieces weigh the same. I weighed each piece to be 300 grams each. And now I'm just going to be forming these into balls. So I'm just going to flatten it out. And then I'm going to get it all together. And I'm going to pinch at the top. And I'm just going to twist it. And then just with my hands, I'm just going to form it into a ball. Just like that. And I will be placing these onto my baking sheet that has been lined with parchment paper. To my baking sheet, I'm just going to be dusting it with some flour. And I'm going to start placing my dough balls on here. I'm going to cover these with some saran wrap. And I'm going to preheat my oven to 400 degrees. While my oven is preheating, I'm going to let these just rest. I let these rest for 20 minutes while my oven was preheating. And now I'm just going to dust the top of these with some flour. And I'm going to be using my bread knife to make slits into each bread. You can do any design on it that you like. Just make some slits on each side or just on the top. Wait. And now these are going to go into the oven for 30 minutes or until golden brown. After 30 minutes, these bread bowls are done. They look so delicious. You've got that nice color going, and you have a nice crust. The exterior is crisp and it's extra soft on the inside, and they bake to a perfect golden brown. And if you want to use these for a soup bowl, you're going to just cut the top of it off. Remove the top. Remove some of that extra bread. And in my case, I made a Soupa Toscana to go with these, but you can definitely add whatever kind of soup you like. Enjoy.